welcome back to DreamLeague Season 5. We're here live from the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios, and we're still here with the LAN Finals. We just had our second game of the Winners Bracket Finals, and we have a tie. It is 1-1, and everybody was wrong on the panel. Only somehow Pixel believed in Navi, and Broodmother didn't end up working out. We got blinded by Brood. I believe that was what we're going to call it. We got blinded by Brood. What else are you going to say?
I think, honestly, the way they laned it, though, was... Like, they put Brood against a Winner, like the only person on the team that could slightly counter the hero. So I think if he goes against the Drow lane, he does way better in this situation. But Dendy managed to keep him at bay, even though he's top of the net worth.
Two things. Dendy, one of the best Wind Ranger players I have seen in so long. He's done it before at DreamLeague. An incredible Wind Ranger player. He dominates. Two, I was under the impression that they picked Broodmother, not Puck, who got a level 5 Dagon and Aether Lens and went mid. So,
oh no, we have that one before.
Oh, snap.
Dakota?
Yeah,
Yes,
Dakota, this will be your only time to hit the button.
Yeah,
Oh my
come
goodness,
on, Dakota.
can I hit the button?
Hit the button.
Hit the button, Dakota.
Oh, I'm gonna hit the button.
Hit
the die, push the button.
Yay!
Yeah.
What does that do?
Jesus Christ. We won. It's over.
We were all wrong. So we got
confetti. You're idiots!
I think the players were not expecting that either.
Okay.
Why didn't I notice that thing?
I did, but I'm like, it's probably for when it's all over and we celebrate. Yeah, no.
No.
Oh boy, here come the flashbacks again.
You know what the worst part's gonna be? There's probably gonna be a close-up of your face of when that happens, and it's gonna be in slow motion. After
I
the show.
remember, actually.
Oh, yeah, I did a great one. This is gonna be lovely. I think I screamed like a girl and went like this.
You always try and protect yourself. You know what I mean?
So we were told to get the confetti off the drawing table because it actually is not good for the drawing table to have confetti on it.
Hey, you know, that
I was just
great.
thinking, I saw a confetti thing today. It's like, oh, they still have those from last season. Because it's always such a something
like
to
in my
clean these
shirt.
things. It's really difficult to do. You always find them 3 years later.
All right.
Who says that DreamLeague isn't as good as the Major? I mean, that was the same amount of confetti. It's all good.
Probably was. So we
As we were.
we have a replay.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. We have a replay.
Replays.
We are gonna go to the very start of this game. First. Let's go through the replay first. Let's just see.
This is the very start of the game.
Yeah.
and
Positioning.
Could not
5
ask for
man.
a better
I mean,
start.
how much
for
of an
Navi.
impact did this have, though? Because this was an incredible pickup for Team Navi, and Broodmother's all about that early game, and they've really never recovered
Poor
from
man.
this. I mean, it was just death after death after death after this triple kill.
It's all
Getting the
because
early
of
lead.
he even has boots. He gets outrun. How about that?
Well, Enchantress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
And
boots don't matter
Night Stalker
there.
has boots as well, so that makes a
I
difference.
mean,
but
how much of an impact did that have? That triple kill down, I mean, that actually did a lot, did it not?
Yeah, I agree.
did.
Having so much gold early on Enchantress.
Giving a lot of gold to everyone. You know, everyone gets a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
Wind Ranger,
It's even
they
the
take that momentum, the morale's boosted.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, everything.
It's like, oh, Brood isn't that bad anymore. We got lots of
Hey,
kills.
we can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
let's go.
I mean,
Talking
so-
about
You got
let's
in
go.
lane and
Yeah.
Navi, at some point, went up the high ground. They yelled, let's go. Actually, no, they weren't the loudest team. The loudest team definitely was OG. But they went up the high ground, and we have also a highlight of that one. So, charming.
too much fun
All
here.
right, so here's that high ground push
So
up.
you'll see a
Pause.
really deep commitment here from
Oh,
Dendy
you could have
at one
paused when they
point.
were in the sky. Scriff, think about that.
Sky pause, please.
Sky pause, please. Oh,
That's
no,
perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Woo!
Continue talking.
So we
Sorry.
gotta look at the hops right here first.
Yep.
Pretty
Who jumps
good.
the highest?
I
can
think it's
see
by
your eye.
default is Night Stalker because he's bigger, so he'll come higher.
Oh,
He's got wings too. so.
Yeah.
You should like lower slower actually.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the fight. Another key thing to look out for is you're gonna see. Oh, is this the fight?
This
Dendy
is the
has a
one
deep
where
commitment in.
The
Yeah.
Night Stalker goes in deep, but this man here, like Night Stalker didn't die once in this entire game, and it was only because Saniko was constantly backing them up. General would run into the front line, just go crazy on them.
Boom. Look at that. Beautiful wall. But will it matter?
Oh, this is
Not
later.
really.
Yeah.
Great shackle again. I mean, just everything went perfect for
Casual.
Navi. They were getting great shackles all game. It's really good stuff.
So this wasn't the push in I was thinking of. They did an earlier commitment to the same lane where
Yeah.
Dendy had that deep dive in and got a nice early shackle, and
Yeah.
it killed Miracle,
Oh.
and it forced them to go into a early
Still kills
buyback.
him.
That TP. Sorry.
And you know, it's their Spectre. It's supposed to be the big late game presence, and you're just depleting all of our funds because you had to get that buyback just to salvage that fight in the
Yeah.
bottom lane.
He was really poor.
So he ended up being pretty poor,
Yeah.
He had
and the
to
recovery
fight-
just wasn't
He
there.
had to fight once as well when he just had Relic, and I think it was around the Roshan pit. And if he had the Radiance at that time, I think it would have been like totally different. So.
And it just trails back. I mean, it was a fantastic start for Na'Vi. You know, they put the Brood in the mid lane against what would be, of all the people on the other side, the worst matchup. They had the Sentry at the start, but I don't think they ever followed up with any new sentries in the mid lane. So, or at least the side OG never got any sort of counter sentries. So they always had vision for the Brood. And yeah, I mean, you could be a bit skeptic about the item choice as well. You know, going the Arcanes and then going down the Aether and Dagon route.
I think he needed to do something. He needed to kill Oracle before you get the ulti off, and I think that was the best way to go about it. You know, because in the team fights, Oracle was just doing so much.
It's hard though because they got so much farm, and the Oracle had a mech
Yeah.
so early that even if you were able to get in and get that heavy burst egg, and he just popped the mech or popped the false promise on himself, and then you committed your big bursty biggest item you have on your team to a support that you can't even kill.
But if you're talking
It's
about
tough.
itemization, by the time that there was a Dagon 5 on Brood, it probably already was time for something radical to try and change their
Well, like,
fate.
what
do
else
you
would you
think?
get then? Like if you don't get Dagon 5, like what else would you get?
Could there have been a way that he could have gone for a split push more? That would be my other go-to. Either you go fight, and in which case Dagon is probably one of the better items.
He tried it once. He tried to split push top, and during that time, Navi was just like, okay, we're committing 100% to the base, and then they forced him to TB back. So there was like very little he could do.
I mean, maybe I'm an idiot, but I feel like that game was not even about the Brood. I feel like they dominated the bottom lane so hard. It was like, Brood, what does he even do?
Yeah, because the thing
She,
is when
she,
you do a
whatever.
Brood is
It's
that
mom.
and when you have the Spectres, you want to create the space for the Spectre. You're hoping the Brood's going to be the one to draw attention
Yeah.
Right.
to it. But
and they just
But
ignored.
Na'Vi were like, you know what? I mean, Dendy's doing great in the mid lane. Let's just go hard on this Spectre and make sure she doesn't have any way to recover. And you saw for a while, you know, No Tail resided in the top lane, was trying to draw attention elsewhere, but Na'Vi just didn't falter too much. They just took care of what was necessary with the Brood, but they put most of their focus on Miracle.
Now, some OG fans might say, hey, you know, maybe they just did that because they wanted to be crowd pleasers. They wanted the game 3. So, hey,
You're
whatever,
stretching
Chief.
there with that tinfoil hat.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, the tinfoil's on, okay?
Now later on in the game, Brood is a difficult hero to have regardless, because then you got a Night Stalker with a
Yeah.
radar going on. So you have a very small chance to jump your enemy or even just try to split, but you're going to get caught.
They played that Night Stalker every game.
I honestly
Every
think it was
game.
due to do with the laning. If they had sent the Brood against the Drow and the Oracle, like early game, just completely crushed the lane.
Yeah, even like, you know, take Moon's Darkseer to the jungle. And
Okay, so we're going to forget about that game. And forget about the first game.
Moving forward.
Both teams have won one of the games right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a learning experience from that. So the question is, you say they didn't lose because of the Brood, but they lost because of laning?
And also the Oracle. The Oracle was huge.
Okay, so lessons learned. If you're going to pick Darkseer first phase, you're going to run out Oracle. Is that the one thing? Like, what other things are we going to take away from those two series so far?
thinking
Or how are they going to look forward to? Ooh.
what's happening?
Oh.
Easy.
Easy, man. Okay, so what do we learn? I mean, I don't know. Both the games were so drastically different.
Yeah.
And it was really, both these teams really...
I'm
You
loving
go-
the drafting phase. This
Yeah.
is the thing with both these teams is there's so much mind games.
Mm-hmm.
There's mind games in the first one. There's mind games in the second one. So I'm only more anxious to see how the draft's going to be for game number 3.
I think the main difference
Yeah.
is in this second game, Navi played their style. They didn't like go back for the late game kind of carry like they did in game 1. They just said, okay, let's play the way we want to play.
And I'm sure OG's probably had enough of that in Enchantress too.
Yeah, for sure.
We can take a look at the draft.
Oh!
Wow.
Hooray!
Hooray! Wow.
All right, so reoccurring theme here. They do not want to see the OG Phoenix, and I don't blame them. Pretty much
No,
a
it's just like one of
horrifying
those
thing.
rare games where something like the Wisp could still creep through. Navi's banned it every time. I don't think they're going to change that.
I think both
But-
teams love the Wisp,
But
but
both teams would love it, and
OG will first pick it, I think, if they do let it through as well.
yeah, OG have first pick, so they would go for it. So if Navi had first pick, I could see them maybe letting it slide, but In this case, where it looks like OG's going to have first pick, they'll probably ban it for the second phase. We'll see, though. OG could let like the Beastmaster through again and then try to grab that for the first pick.
Yeah.
Curious, by the way, Na'Vi, they won on Dire side. Do you think that will have an impact on their priority for Radiant side?
These are hard questions. I mean, maybe.
Or did it already have a priority based on that they are Radiant right now with second pick?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, we all know that Na'Vi loves to have that Radiant side. So a little bit of confidence in that Dire setup? Could be. Could be.
I wonder
Okay,
if Na'Vi now go for the Oracle again. I mean, Shane was talking about a bit how it's really good to disengage and disrupt any sort of lockdown that the Beastmaster does provide. Or they're probably just going to go for the Night Stalker again. I mean, they've done it every game, and it's very good against the Beastmaster and his ridiculous vision. So I think the safe bet would be just grabbing the Night Stalker again in the first phase.
Night Stalker, Oracle, even pick both of them
Yeah,
up.
Night Stalker, Oracle.
Let's go.
It's in one of
Let's
early
go.
support pickups.
Oh, really get them. All right, but yeah, they're taking their time to think about this one.
Yep.
And as you said, Cottle, I mean, the drafting phase on this series has just been phenomenal. So there's the Chen, though. That will give us a nice... Oh,
here it
okay.
is.
Classic stuff.
It didn't really work, though, earlier today.
Yeah. No, it didn't.
It was the game that they lost.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
it worked a lot earlier in the tournament.
Yeah,
so-
but that was also patch earlier. So
Who cares?
I think Na'Vi might care later on in this game.
Patches.
Who even reads them?
I don't
So
even know.
if you already know, like, what's your which opening do you like better? Let's start with that.
Well, the Na'Vi opening, it's very Na'Vi-esque. I mean, we know them to go for either the Chen or the Enchantress, depending on what's left and available. And we also know them to obviously have a lot of assistance for the mid lane and pressure there. So Bounty Hunter kind of suits, that need nicely. Plus, picking up the Bounty Hunter means that OG can't get it to go against the Chen. So they're kind of stuck where they have to get it. Does mean that they'll have to let the Night Stalker go, and they're not going to be able to kind of counter the vision advantage of the Beastmasters. So in my opinion, kind of like OG's strapped a bit more because they have that vision advantage. They have the versatility to say, we could take this Beastmaster to the off lane, to
the
no
jungle.
tail.
Yeah.
You don't know what we're going to do. And again, Crit gets to have his Earth Spirit again. So for me personally, like the 1-2 punch coming out from OG.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Chen Bounty Hunter, it's kind of predictable what they're going to do. But with the Beastmaster, Earth Spirit's kind of harder. And also, yeah, I was going to say Invoker could be a big pickup for both teams. Especially with Earth Spirit. If you have someone in your lane or Bounty Hunter to win the lane for you, Invoker can destroy a game and take complete control.
No, speaking of Invoker, there he goes. They don't want either of that, so
No.
good thinking there, Shane. And no Lycan.
No Drow Lycan.
Haven't gotten to see Na'Vi play at this event, but we all know that it's something that they
Ditya
love to
Lycan
run.
is
And
so
an
scary.
early grab of the Tinker.
Okay. It's amazing with Bounty Hunter. You track someone, you have the vision for the rockets.
Yeah.
And also you can TP in on top of Chen's creep,
Yep.
so you can chase very deep into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, I love the track
Yeah.
rocket integration. That's nice.
Very good synergy coming out from there. But
They
they're going to
might
have
try to get then to follow this up Nature's Prophet for maybe for general, just to add more global
Okay.
on top of it. But OG, maybe they're like, ooh, maybe we take the Nature's Prophet, give it to Moon.
I think you need a go hero, like someone to start the fight for Na'Vi, to lock down someone for Tinker. So like a bot rider could be very, very good.
They went with the Faceless Void, I think, in the Tinker game
Yeah.
last time. That's something else who could be a good
I
go
think
hero, if you will.
Yeah, but with Bounty Hunter, especially, bot rider is amazing because of the vision.
I like the Tinker suggested items. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, I think Bad Rider's
Yep.
general is one of the best heroes.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
surprised we have not seen it yet.
Jeez. Yeah, for sure.
But we could also see the Disruptor, I believe, come out. I believe Ebony was here before mentioning how Fly has been itching to play that hero during his pubs, didn't get the chance, was happy to play it in the previous
Ooh.
game. But no, they're going to go with the Crystal Maiden to help against Chen and his creeps, I assume.
Yeah.
You mentioned this before, Sheever.
I
One of
did.
the only teams that still play CM.
Together with EG,
Yeah.
OG and EG are one of the few teams that still pick it fairly frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Puppy cranks it out once in a while, but a lot less frequently. But that's also because they play a lot less games, because they seem to be out of tournaments fairly fast lately.
I mean, this has got to be some pretty good Crystal Maiden play, though. There is so much burst damage coming out from Team Na'Vi.
She's weak, and they do get that Nature's Prophet for the global, but yeah, the
Oh,
Tinker,
boy.
a couple of rockets, that Crystal Maiden's going to be crying.
Yep.
Yeah. Not to mention a bounty setup.
I was gonna say with the vision there, with the bounty, hello track kills.
Oh, boy. Well,
Juggernaut.
they could dominate a lane with a nice CM Juggernaut combo, huh?
It's a classic.
That's the pub classic right there, but
It's also very good against Tinker. You can still go high ground and spin, attack the towers even with the march.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's magical damage.
Great point there.
Ooh.
Your Roshan is pretty good as well with Beastmaster and Juggernaut.
I don't know. I'm just scared of that global. Any kind of global with Tinker is just, what do you do?
We don't know yet.
It's
This is a
terrible.
general Nature's Prophet still. Could be Dit Yura, and then they could still get general that Bat Rider you're talking about.
I think that's actually pretty accurate.
That's the thing for both these lineups, man. The flexibility is just
Would they have
ridiculous.
enough damage if they go for the Bat Rider still?
Well, they need lockdown. They need someone to like grab someone so Tinker can come in on top.
Or they can go Sven or something
Faceless
like that.
Void.
Yeah.
They need to lock
Sven,
down.
anyone with a Blink Dagger with a stun,
Sven.
basically.
I would rather get some kind of carry with some lockdown. Like,
If you're thinking about Sven as well, it's one of the best counters to Juggernaut in the game. Like even if Juggernaut solo ulties someone, if they have the Warcry on top of them, they barely would do any damage.
Look at those eyes, though.
an intense shot.
That is like a
That
Western
is
movie
tense.
type of like a 70s Western movie.
All right, here we go.
They banned the Bat Rider, though, so they were fearing that. And now we have to see what OG
This
going to be
is a
going
song
for.
you
I wouldn't even mind, like,
It was the
Is this
perfect
going to
noise.
be
I liked
the
it.
Miracle grab? Fifth pick here. And, you know, they're going to go back for like a Spectre, which is typically pretty good at catching out a Tinker. And he's been playing it a lot.
They need some fight and counter push to deal with the Treants, the Chen. Sven wouldn't be like if they want to do some weird mid Juggernaut thing.
I agree with you, man. They need some fight.
Yeah, they do. Wave clear.
So what are the solutions
The solutions for
for
man.
both teams?
God, I don't know. I don't know how you beat the global strat.
They ban out the Bat Rider though, so
That's
off.
smart.
What about still a Spectre for Na'Vi?
No.
Wow, wow.
You need someone kind of that can stay in lane on their own. Timbersaw, wave clear.
There it is, the Timber Saw.
Oh yeah.
The core Timber Saw.
Mr.
Saw a lot of
And there's the Void.
Dota scene, and they are going to go for the Void on Na'Vi.
Against Timber as well? Okay. Good luck using spells.
Yeah, you're right. Time dilation is very, very harsh against Timbersaw, and it. Wow.
Oh, you guys were saying they needed lockdown and very good time dilation against the Timber. So
Nearly the perfect pick, actually. Yeah.
perfect pick. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little while to talk about the last picks and the draft because the game needs to be remade. So we have a short break here.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, not yet in terms of prediction, but how is the game going to go? Are we going to see fast-paced game? Are we going to see teams being happy with their laning stage for a while? Like, are we going to see another level 1 engagement that we saw in the previous game?
I'm kind of interested to see how they lane it, actually.
Yeah.
Where does Timbersaw go? Does he go mid? Do you think? Does Miracle play?
I actually don't know who on OG would play it outside of Moon, so maybe it could be No-Tail playing the Beastmaster, and they give Moon the Timbersaw.
Yes, I would say that. Moon
That's the only
Timbersaw
good
off
take,
lane,
though.
Beastmaster mid.
It's actually a really good answer to having the Bounty Chen. Because you know you're going to have basically a 1v1 matchup with like maybe a bit of bother from Bounty or Chen. We can nearly always escape that early game.
I was going to say Beastmaster is one of the tankier heroes and he can actually get away. And that actually goes for all 3 cores. Juggernaut, Timber, who are you going to gank?
Yeah, there really are not too many easy targets for...
Oh, even like the... Okay,
You're going to find
literally.
Crystal Maiden. Ha! Crystal Maiden.
Get her, guys!
Go get her.
Just sit in the fountain for 30 minutes, CM. Get the aura
get level
and run.
7. Yeah,
Just
or
pay
max
off.
the aura and then just go AFK.
Yeah,
So
but
good.
I don't know. I feel like if they can survive the gank ability in that early game, that they could. I don't know, man. This one is just good for both teams. It's going to be a throwdown. That's what I expect to see coming out from OG and Na'Vi for Game 3.
What I'm looking
I mean,
at
it
is
could go really either way.
Art styles rotations on his Chen. Like if you can shut down Timbersaw, like Timbersaw doesn't really come back into a game very well. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Yeah.
If you shut him down early game with the Chen and the Bounty, he'll have a hard time catching up.
How easy is he to zone out with the heroes that...
He's very hard to zone out, get out of control. So are they going to be ganking him a lot? I'm sure they're going to have Fly kind of hanging around that mid lane and standby just in case the Chen does roam through. But eventually the Tinker is just going to get his boots of travel. The nice thing going for OG is they still have that Beastmaster, and if it is...
I know he doesn't actually care
Yeah.
about that at all. you
No,
know? So
not
that's
at
it's a
all. He would
huge
actually
kind of-
enjoy that.
Yeah, he likes
No, give me more armor.
More treants, please.
He wants to kill trees. That's his whole deal.
Come at me, boys.
You know, I'm curious how OG want to approach Dendi and his Tinker. I mean, obviously you don't want to let the Tinker get out of control,
Yeah.
so are they going to be ganking him a lot? I'm sure they're going to have Fly kind of hanging around that mid lane and standby just in case the Chen does roam through. But eventually the Tinker is just going to get his boots of travel. The nice thing going for OG is they still have that Beastmaster, and if it is no tail using it, you know, he's very, very good with those Hawks and would be able to kind of scout out any sort of fishy behavior from the Tinker.
The issue is this, though. All they have to send is Bounty Hunter into the jungle. He just goes on his own. And this, like, if Tinker has a really good lead, gets some nice early game items, like maybe an early Dagon or something, you can easily just, like, TP in the Prophet, boots of travel in, and then you have complete control of the entire map, even if they have a Beastmaster Hawk. They need sentries everywhere as well.
So who's on the bigger time limit on this one?
I think if Na'Vi have a good start, it'll be very, very difficult for OG.
Yeah.
Like, extremely difficult. They do have good counter push, though. But it'll still be hard.
I feel the same way. Once that global strat is online and we've got Boots of Travel, Tinker, followed up by a Nature's Prophet, they can get anybody that they want with that kind of damage.
Yeah, and I think they might be able to defend, but how are they going to get ahead? They might be able to hold, but what are they exactly holding for in that case?
Well,
what are they holding out for?
So Void late game is just...
No, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're OG, like, and you're going to hold to, like, try to hold the push off from Na'Vi, like, what are you holding for? Who's going to get big Juggernaut late game carry? It's nice, but there's a lot of control, as you already said. The Void there, one chrono, and he dies. So let's hear it then.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it does feel like that OG can't really afford to take the game very late.
Too late.
I mean, Jug's nice, but it does feel like it's going to be more ramped up to try to have a successful mid game and just try to shut down Na'Vi from really having any sort of comeback play.
So who's taking it?
I got to say, I like Na'Vi's draft better. I mean, I like to say that OG's like a more polished team, and they're going to be able to kind of, when they know they need to win and pull out their A game, they always seem to be able to do it. But Na'Vi shows that they can do that as well. And like I said, I like Na'Vi's draft better.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you have a hero like Faceless Void in the hands of General in this kind of game, you can easily, like, early game to, like, super late game, control the entire thing.
Yeah. But it could depend on this Timbersaw. I think it's just like the one thing. It's just like, if this Timbersaw does good, they might have a real hard time dealing with him. And when the Timbersaw really thrives in that mid game, it's like, you can chrono him, but you're not going to kill him. And it's like...
He has to get BKB,
No
though,
one can
because
kill him.
otherwise Void just time dilations. And
How about that wild card?
that would be the problem for him. So I'm like, maybe he can get like a Yules or
Yeah,
something.
they already picked.
They need a way to purge it off, because otherwise he can be a monster.
How about that wild card?
Wild card. You know, I said Na'Vi, I thought that they were going to win the whole thing, but 'tis the season for Timbersaw with the cutting of the trees challenge.
It doesn't
I feel
count
like
in lobby
it's fate.
games.
Let's go. Let's do OG.
You know, coming into this, if you asked me beforehand, I thought OG was going to take this series quite
Yeah, I
easily.
agree as well.
But I'm thinking Na'Vi's draft looks pretty strong, and we're going to maybe see Jake proved right, which, you know, he likes that. Give him that chance. We're going to find out who's going to take this third game, and therefore